Hello and welcome to another update video about Coti. Coti is another one of these cryptos where we could identify before the breakout here a descending wedge that's still here on the chart from the previous video. And also Coti very nicely reached that target area here in red. That was the area where we said that with the highest probability the price is going to turn around. Now that target area was reached and the price did turn around. Eventually it did find support here in the descending wedge. I think if Bitcoin had Bitcoin gone down straight away in my original primary scenario, it would probably have come down a little bit lower, might have really tested that 15-cent level at the 88.7% FIB level. But as I already said in the previous video, if Bitcoin does my alternative scenario, which means going high first before coming down, then Coti can of course easily break out of this descending wedge. It's a pattern out of which many other cryptos broke out as well. And yeah, if you have any questions about the Bitcoin scenario, take a look at my Bitcoin video. Now, in that last video, I made you aware of a main resistance level, which is the 30-cent level. And well, time for an update video because we reached that 30-cent level. That is the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level and the most relevant Fibonacci retracement level generally. Now, in the last video, we took a look at the VPVR, and that also helped us to identify this as a major resistance. You can see it here. This is an area of massive trade where we have a lot of previous support and resistance, and therefore it is also acting now as a major resistance level. I think the price will have difficulties really to push through it, but this doesn't mean it can't do it. But it just means that we are currently at the key level here, yeah, and I think we can here probably prepare for a breakout currently. It's just important to understand that this really here, that 30-cent level is a big one to get through, yeah. So looking a little bit in more detail here, maybe on the 4-hour chart, what can we see? You can see that the price obviously tried to get through here once, twice, yeah. Did really fail. We even had a bearish divergence on the chart. So you had a high here on the RSI, but a lower high afterwards, whereas you made a higher high on the price chart. And then that was even another higher high, but a lower high on the RSI. So you had that bearish divergence, after which you dropped down quite strongly to 26 cents or 25, no 26. And now what are we doing now? We're only making a higher high at the moment. So it's a bit unclear what the price is doing now. A lower high. So a lower high isn't great, and also a lower low. And also, I mean, can we call that a head and shoulders pattern? Maybe. So not a very nice one, but maybe we can draw here something like this, like a neckline here around that area. You might even want to do it like that. It's a very odd head and shoulders pattern, but we need to be aware of it. So you've got your left shoulder here, you've got your head, and you've got your right shoulder. Now, if that plays out and you drop below that 26-cent level, then I think we can come down possibly here to that previous FIB level. Now, it wouldn't fall a lot. That's the 50% FIB level at 25 cents. And if you lose it, I think you can come down to that moving average here at 22 cents. That is the 50-day moving average. So, yeah. It's a bit tricky here because we're just below a trend line, just below resistance, and you now need to see what the price is doing. How does the market react? I mean, overall, you know, we've got a horizontal resistance level, and you've got an ascending trend line here. So you could call that here, yeah, an ascending triangle, and that could take a bit of time to really play out. But certainly we can see that as a horizontal resistance and a ascending trend line support, and that is typically a sign that we should more likely than not break this to the upside. However, short term here we have a bit of a bearish divergence, a bearish momentum going on, negative momentum on the 4-hour chart. It failed to make the bullish crossover, indicating rather dropping prices. I mean, maybe nothing major, but we could pull back to that trend line again here at 26 cents, but that is only the 4-hour chart. On the 8-hour you have also negative momentum continuing, so there is no trend change currently recognizable. And on the daily you're currently losing buying momentum, yeah. So if this continues to play out, we could see a more substantial correction down. Yes, keep an eye on the daily RSI. this is currently starting to lose momentum, which is not much surprise because you were getting into the overbought range here on the daily RSI, indicating rather that you're losing momentum. Also here, the stochastic RSI on the daily is starting to head down together with the MACD. So we see here a shift in momentum, and nothing is decided yet. I think as long as you stay above this descending trend line, it's all good. However, if you lose it and then even drop below 25 cents, I think then you can fall here to that 22 cent 50-day moving average. However, at the moment we are in this uptrend, yeah, and maybe this could even become here something like a a cup and handle, yeah. I mean, overall, you've got various reversal patterns here. You've got the descending wedge, and very similar to other cryptos, you've got that W pattern here, reversal pattern. We now have an ascending trend line here, so basically a ascending triangle, or you could even call that here a cup and handle, where you're making your cup shape here, yeah, not perfectly around, but you do it, and then we could build here something like the handle, yeah, and then you do something like that and break this to the upside. And absolutely possible here, given that we have here a series of reversal patterns, and given that the price has already broken above the 50-day moving, the 50%, no, sorry, that was not a 50% fib level, that here was just a support resistance level at 25 cents. The 50% fib level is of course here at 36 cents. So sorry, just realizing that if I said that before. But yeah, overall, I think now after that breakout of that pattern down there, and after Coti exited my target area, it's time to see how the market decides now. Yeah, in my opinion, what we see here still is not an impulsive structure. I mean, could it be one? Let's take a look. Can we count this as a first impulse? So a 1, 2, of course not. So didn't want to do it like that. So let's start once more. Could we count it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Let's take a look. The extensions will give us an idea. So let's talk. I'm pretty sure we could probably, if we take the fib extensions. So because the wave 3 would normally reach at least the 1.618, and wow, look at where we are. So there's no surprise really, because this is the 1.618 fib extension at 30 cents, perfectly reached. Now, what would you normally then expect in terms of a retracement for the wave 4, because this would then be the wave 4, and also just looking at the chart, I can probably say that we've already reached that retracement. So typically in the wave 3, yeah, perfect. So in the wave 3, you would normally retrace back to, an ideal case, what happens most of the time. The price most of the time retraces back to the 38.2% fib level here, in this case 25.7 cents, and you can see how perfectly that was reached. Yeah, missed it just by not even a cent. I mean, so yeah, absolutely. So we could have seen now the wave 4, and that next wave could push the price through the 30-cent level. That would then be a 5-wave move, and then we could see another ABC down, and that would be another entry point here, in my opinion. Personally, I wouldn't entry now. I would just wait for the next dip, because the daily RSI is now very much overbought, and usually there will always be another entry opportunity. So here we've got that first impulse. That's what we waited for, 4, and then next wave would be that wave 5. Looking interesting. And then what do you get then? Then you get your ABC down. So yeah, ABC, yeah, and you're coming down here fairly low in that ABC most likely. And after which you will then start hopefully as a rocket start, yeah, and that will then be very, very interesting. So that first impulse is very important, because it gives us an indication that the price has turned around to the upside, but it's not a finished impulse yet. So we need to wait. Would want to see that 5th wave to get more confirmation. And very importantly, I think we need to break above this 30-cent level, and better even these previous rejection points here at 33 cents. So that's my view about Coti. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.